The Shark Deck.
Hello and welcome to Palace Intrigue. I am your host, Mark Francis. Royal commentator Jonathan Sacerdoti told Fox News Digital that Harry choosing to attend the coronation on his own is a smart move for the Sussexes. The coronation isn't about Harry and Meghan and their ongoing family psychodrama. It's about Britain and our new king and queen. But still, we may not be spared more attention-grabbing headlines by the couple, especially if they deliberately throw a massive birthday party for their son Archie and make sure they have their celebrity supporters there. It will be a shame if they do so, especially given the desire for their children to grow up without the gaze of the world's media and in relative privacy. Harry may want to get back to America in time for the last few hours of his son's birthday, which could just be possible by private jet if he leaves immediately after the coronation ceremony. Said Sacerdoti, "We'll have to wait and see. If the couple decide to celebrate their son's 4th birthday over several days, they may yet manage to steal some attention away from King Charles and Britain's important day. It is probably a wise choice for Meghan not to attend after the many allegations and breaches of confidence that have been made in the Netflix show, various interviews, and in Harry's book," he said. "She doesn't need to be there at all, especially given her declared desire not to be in the spotlight as a working member of the royal family, but to do things on her terms. Certainly, there are a few in the UK who will miss her being there." Kinsey Schofield, the host of the To Die For Daily podcast, agreed. Meghan's absence seems like self-preservation. The Sussexes' polling numbers and likability rating have taken a disastrous dive since the release of Spare in the Netflix series. I don't think Meghan wants any negative attention, and Harry will likely receive a far less hostile reaction from the thousands of people that will be visiting for the King's coronation without Meghan by his side. Meghan will want to appear busy and unavailable, so perhaps a new project will be announced around the same time as the coronation, she shared, or even a photo of Archie as a distraction. Schofield has separately said, "I think Harry and Meghan's behaviour screams of entitlement. Robert Jobson's story of a 30-year-old man cursing at his elderly father over financing his wife's wardrobe is beyond champagne problems. It sounds ripped from the Succession script. It's so hard for normal people to process. Even the idea of Meghan skipping the coronation. The Sussexes are entitled and have no respect for their elders or the monarchy. It is disappointing to see from two people that have been so incredibly blessed in their lives." Royal commentator Richard Fitzwilliams adds, "Their popularity ratings have tumbled on both sides of the Atlantic, but they had to be represented at the coronation as this is an event of worldwide importance. They would otherwise have no credibility as their lucrative contracts have been obtained because they are members of the royal family. There is an extremely deep rift, as we all know. It is extremely sad, but I see no possibility of a reconciliation at the moment." Camilla Tominey broke out a Beatles reference, perhaps appropriate as the Fab Four appear to have permanently split. As recent royal history has proved, the Sussexes would only reluctantly play second fiddle when Queen Elizabeth was conducting the orchestra, and now she's no longer waving the baton. Meghan's well and truly left the band. Like John Lennon, she very much sees her future in the US. Palace Intrigue will be right back. Hey, do you ever wonder what kind of wines the royals drink? I think Meghan probably likes to toss back a couple of Merlots, while Harry's a Pinot Grigio guy. Well, do you really know what kind of wine drinker you are? Are you always trying different wines in search of something you like, only to throw away half-empty bottles? I couldn't tell you how many glasses of red I've had and gone, "Bah, that's not me." Well, I want to introduce you to First Leaf. They're a subscription wine club that helps you finally find your perfect wine every time. Stay tuned, I'll tell you how to get 50% off at tryfirstleaf.com. You just go online and answer some quick questions about your likes and dislikes, and their experts will curate a selection of award-winning wines tailored to your taste, like refreshing rosés, fun sparkling wines, or spring-friendly reds. And they help you by letting you pick your favorite tastes and smells and then match that to the wine. Then you get to choose how often you receive your wine, and every selection is backed by First Leaf's 100% satisfaction guarantee. And because First Leaf cuts out the middleman and works directly with some of the world's foremost wine producers, you get quality wines at prices much lower than you'd pay at the store. I love sharing great wine with my friends and family, and I know you will too. So give First Leaf a try. Head over to tryfirstleaf.com/palace to sign up and save 50% on your first 6 bottles plus free shipping. That's try, T-R-Y, first, F-I-R-S-T, Leaf, leaf.com/palace to save 50% on your first 6 bottles plus free shipping. Try firstleaf.com/palace.
I'm Nina Hobson, ex-police detective from the UK. I've worked on every crime mentionable, from murder to kidnap to stalking to fraud. When I left the force, I launched my own investigations firm that soon became a global operation. I'm also a single mother of 2 to 2 members of my team, my son Harrison and daughter Amy. Every week, we'll be getting first-hand accounts from psychological experts, operatives, former criminals, actual victims of the crimes that we investigate, and of course, my very own flesh and blood. From Storic Media, you're listening to Codename Siren, a true crime podcast. Available on YouTube and all major podcast platforms.
Robert Jobson provided an alternative view of TiaraGate, suggesting the person being difficult wasn't Meghan, but Harry. Jobson writes, on the surface, everything seemed fine, but William and Charles had noticed a difference in Harry, who seemed to be permanently on edge. The stress seemed to be getting to the couple. Staff and family both said the normally happy and funny prince became petulant and short-tempered with members of staff. The Queen, as well as other senior aides, also raised questions about why Meghan even needed a veil for the ceremony, given that this was her second marriage. The Times reported after the wedding that palace insiders had spoken of temper tantrums when Miss Markle, now the Duchess of Sussex, was told that she would not be able to wear the tiara she had chosen. It was not Meghan who threw the tantrum, it was Harry. In Spare, Harry blamed the Queen's right-hand woman, Angela Kelly. She was being obstructive, obviously, but for what reason? I considered going to Granny, but that would probably mean sparking an all-out confrontation, and I wasn't quite sure with whom Granny would side. To my mind, Angela was a troublemaker, and I didn't need her as an enemy. Above all, she was still in possession of that tiara. She held all the cards. Eventually, Harry recounted that Kelly turned up at Kensington Palace with the tiara and a release form out of thin air when he got into an argument with her after saying it would have made our lives so much easier to have it sooner. Harry wrote, she fixed me with that look that made me shiver. I could read it in her face, a clear warning. This isn't over. History may not repeat, but it does rhyme. The Mirror reports there are tiara discussions surrounding the coronation. Should royals tiara for the ceremony, and if so, which tiaras they should wear? The Mirror stated, one source remarked how indecision between the households has also led to rows over what tiaras the female royals would wear. Senior female royals were only informed of outfits this week, prompting a rush to finalize fitting arrangements. The women in the family who could wear tiaras include Duchess Sophie, Princess Anne, and Princess Catherine. Non-working royals, such as Princess Eugenie, Princess Beatrice, Zara Tindall, have all worn tiaras for special occasions, such as their wedding days, but it's unclear whether they will have to wear tiaras for this grand occasion. A source said, it's all very frantic, complete chaos to be frank. There is a plan which is supposed to be the blueprint of how the day should operate, but things are changing daily, which is causing massive headaches. It's fair to say it will go down to the wire, but there is a huge confidence everything will go to plan on the day. This is naturally a huge event, and the important point is everyone is pulling the right direction, they added. The King and Queen consort want it to be perfect, as does everyone involved, which is why everything is being done to make it so. And there you have it. If you'd like to email us, our address is thepalaceintrigue@gmail.com. Please follow us on Spotify, iTunes, Google Podcasts, YouTube, or wherever you get your favorite shows. I'm Mark Francis. My thanks to John McDermott. This is Palace Intrigue. Good times.
Did you hear about the border collie who recycles trash when he's out on his walks? Or how about the bear that stole someone's Chick-fil-A, but good news, left the salad behind? Hi, I'm Johnny Mac, host of 5 Good News Stories. Don't worry, I have stories about humans too, like there's a woman who makes a living because she looks like Jim Carrey. It's my podcast. It's 5 Good News Stories. 5 Good News Stories. The number 5 Good News Stories. Twice a week. 5 Good News Stories. Oh, and Shamrock Shakes are back too. Good news. 5 Good News Stories, wherever you get your shows.